Alright everybody, welcome back to game number 2 between NexGenius and Tester in this GOMTV All-Stars tournament. This is the round of 8, and once again, if you guys want me to cast the entire tournament, make sure to let me know. I've already done the Frost Dealer, the Fruit Dealer versus Foxer games, and of course, whoever wins this series right here will play the champion of the Fox Dealer versus the Fruit Dealer versus Foxer games. And yeah, if you guys are still watching this video, then I guess you guys don't mind the spoilers. It looks like Foxer did win his series, and so it's going to come down to NexGenius versus Tester here for the semifinals. Whoever wins this will play in the semifinals versus Foxer. And so far, it looks like Tester is now up 1 over NexGenius. NexGenius opening with the 4 warp gate. And really, it looks like Tester opened up with the same thing, but in the end, it came down to micro, and Tester's micro was just a little bit better. And the one important unit that I have to call attention to when you go for this 4 gate against another Protoss is the Zealot. That Zealot is really key, and it's essential to winning if you're going to be going 4 gate against another Protoss's 4 gate, because Zealots are actually stronger than Stalkers. They don't take bonus damage from the Stalker's attack, and they do quite a bit of damage themselves. Those side blades are no joke. And so it also forces the other Protoss to kind of micro and constantly pull his Stalkers and his forces away from your Zealots. So it really came down to the right unit composition and superior micro from Tester. And this is going to be game number 2 now. Both players have spawned on Shakura's Plateau. And like I always say, when there's a far distance map, 4 gate is a very definite possibility. A lot of different places where you can hide that proxy pylon. And it looks like NexGenius will be opening what it seems to be the 4 gate once again. He's got the Cybernetics core down, and we do have the same exact opening from Tester. So I would not be surprised to see the same exact build from both these players. We might not even see this game evolve to Colossus should one player miss micro and mismanage like they did in the first game, and the game pretty much ends. If you guys look on that production tab as well, it's tick for tack. Both players are pretty much building the same exact thing. I would say that NexGenius might be just a little bit ahead in his build order, but he is down by 1 probe, so that's probably the reason why he's a little bit ahead in terms of structures and units. It looks like he will kill off the scouting probe, and he's going to erect his proxy pylon right now just outside the natural of Tester. And look at how Tester, I really like that, how he sent his Zealot to check up here just to check for the proxy pylon, and he is going to send this around to check for where that proxy pylon is, and he is going to find it. Actually, notice how it says question, question, question. That's because I guess the English version of StarCraft cannot read this phrase. But this is Tester, and Tester now spots the pylon outside his front door, and right now it's up to NexGenius. He has to win this game, because if he loses, then NexGenius will lose the entire series, and it looks like it will be Tester versus Foxer. It looks like Tester now going to be throwing up his own 3 warp gates. Right now, NexGenius not yet throwing up his warp gates. He's actually going for robotics facility, so I think he might be feigning the 4 gate right here by putting up the proxy pylon, which is a very curious opening. I'm not exactly sure what he intends to do with this by transitioning from the pylon into a robo bay, and now he's going to be throwing up 2 additional gateways. So it is a 3-gate robo strategy, and I think maybe the idea behind this is to scare Tester into thinking it's gonna be a 4-gate. So he's gonna build all these Stalkers, and he's gonna play super defensively, and then he's gonna realize when the Immortals, or possibly even early Colossus, yeah, it is going to be Colossus coming out for NexGenius. So NexGenius here is basically playing with the mind of Tester. Tester thinks it's a 4-gate, but little does he know that Colossus is going to be coming out soon. And like I said in the first game, those Colossus are so good in Protoss versus Protoss. They are the end-all be-all. So if a Colossus comes out against warp gate units, it's almost GG for the warp gating Protoss. And it looks like the robotic support bay is almost done. So NexGenius here, his ploy may have worked. right now Tester still extremely worried about the potential of a 4-gate attack. So I think he's really focusing on building attacking units, and he has no idea that the Colossus is coming out, and it looks like the support bay is done. NexGenius now saving up 300 minerals so he can build his first Colossus. And there it comes. So all the Chrono Boosts also being saved on the Nexus. I wouldn't be surprised to see Chrono Boost being used on the extended Thermal Lance. Here comes a probe. The probe gets stopped in its tracks. So the Protoss player Tester will not be able to see the robotic support bay, and he is really behind right now. He's spreading all of his stalkers out. He's like, where is the 4-gate? Where are all the units? So he's really worried, but little does he know how far behind in tech he is. Now the one thing in his advantage is he has a much better, actually no, he doesn't have a better economy. He is behind in economy as well. So excuse me, he's actually been just focusing way too hard on building attacking units, and so as a result he's fallen behind in economy, 2733. Notice now he's chrono boosted his observer out, so he wants to find out exactly what's going on. But NexGenius already has his first Colossus out, second Colossus on the way, chrono boost being used on the extended Thermal Lance, and now NexGenius gonna start to work down his backdoor rocks. And unfortunately, Necromuslin, no, I cannot talk to people while I'm casting. It's just too distracting. My mind was not built to have dual cores and process two different things at once. So, getting back to the game at hand, it looks like NexGenius will be making an attack, and he's coming across the center of the field. I have all these ants all over my shoulder. I don't know why there's so many ants in my room. What is going on? I think it's because it's really cold right now, and all these ants are starting to crawl all over me. But nonetheless, my focus must remain focused on the game at hand. It looks like NexGenius gonna break down the backdoor rocks of Tester, and Tester, he does see the laser beams. Is he gonna be able to react in time? He needs to. I don't think he sees this at all, and now he sees it. He's bringing his forces back, but oh no, his Colossus is just now coming out. He's gonna be behind one Colossus, and this is going to make a huge difference. I don't think he even has enough attacking units to deal with this. Let's go ahead and take a look at the player cam of NexGenius. NexGenius here, focusing on the micro, and back to Tester. Tester just purely focusing on micro. Neither player even macroing at this point, as they've got to try to kill off the Colossus. But to kill off the Colossus, you gotta pick off the fodder units at the center. It looks like NexGenius has a couple more stalkers. Excuse me, no, Tester had a couple more stalkers, but NexGenius has too many zealots. And those zealots are going to be able to push the Colossus back. I think this could be game, and oh my goodness, the entire time this zealot has become an instructor. It's got 13 probe kills. I think this might be game, and this series is going to go 1-1. Now it's become a master. I was going to say instructor, not a very cool name. But all the Colossus going down to the zealots, and Tester. GG's to NexGenius. Series currently at 1-1. We are going to move on to a game number 3. It is going to be a final conclusion between these two players. Absolutely, these two are amazing Protoss players, so it is a beauty to watch these two Protoss players clash in a battle for Ire, or I guess you could call it a battle for Shakura's Plateau. But amazing game thus far. We're going to move on to game number 2, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. So yeah, check it out. Game 3 coming out next.